Hey guys, what were you expecting out of this whole process? And in the end here, what was it like? I know you still have the testing tomorrow, but what has it been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's everything that I imagined. I thought it was going to be a little more tough questions, but, it's pretty easy, and, just try to enjoy the experience.
Yeah, like you said, I think it's kind of what we expected going into it. Kind of just building a relationship with the teams before the draft. It was a fun week. It was good to meet some teams that you haven't talked to before.
Yeah, this is for both of you, Logan and Cutter. What NHL player do you think your game most resembles?
Yeah, a guy that, I like to watch is Patrick Kane. We're similar in height. I think we're real skilled with the puck. A guy like him, watching the way he maneuvers through bigger defenders, that's what I try to do and try to model my game after him.
Yeah, I like to model my game after Mark Scheifele and Pierre-Luc Dubois. Big both power forwards with lots of skill who can change a game at any time. And Mark's leadership qualities, I like to emulate mine after.
It's for both of you. What do you think you have to do to become an impact NHL player?
For me, I think just getting stronger. That's something that I've been focusing on. I apologize. That's something I've been focusing on. Over the past 2 years, being at the NTDP. So continue to get stronger, more explosive, and I think I'll be good from there.
Yeah, I think getting used to the pace of play, it's the best league in the world. I think the faster you can get used to the pace of play, the better you'll play in the end.
Logan, I know that both of your brothers and other family members have had an impact on you in your hockey career, but your oldest brother in particular, Eric, and seeing him play Division I hockey, the way that he worked to achieve his goals, what sort of impact did he have, watching him?
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, watching him progress through, his career so far, it hasn't been the easiest for him. He's always had to battle through, he sliced his leg. Just the way he battled through adversity is something that, I think put into, my career, and anything I take from him is, he's a special kid and special player too, so.
For both of you, what impressions are you hoping to leave with the teams? What do you want them to take away about you?
Yeah, I just want them to know that I'll do whatever it takes to win. I think I emulated that message pretty well in each team's interviews. I'll do whatever it takes to win, and I think each team, kind of had that understanding after speaking with them.
Yeah, kind of what he has said, just to bring a winning player. The NHL is a business. It's all about winning. It's not about developing anymore. So I think, a player like me is, I want to win. I want to be, an impact player in the NHL. So I think just, leaving the qualities that I have with them, and, I think I did that too.
Two of you have played together for a good chunk of your hockey careers. What have you noticed that that you've both improved in the most, if you can kind of evaluate each other's game over the past year?
Yeah, I mean, I think, with Cutter, just his speed, how explosive he is. He made it real easy to play with. Obviously, his shot, too. It's an NHL shot already, so I think, as he continues to get stronger, more explosive, he's going to be a heck of a player.
Yeah, kind of touch on what Cooley said. He's been really easy to play with over the past couple months here, leading up to the men's worlds. And I think something that he really worked on is definitely his grit game and being a lot more physical. It was definitely fun seeing a player his size being physical and getting into the gritty type of standards.
Logan, can you talk about your play in traffic, how your hands and your skating kind of get you to the net?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a player that, is not the biggest, so, I need to be pretty skilled with the puck, and that's something that I've also worked on over the past 2 years is to continue to get my skill better, work on my hands, work on, in tight, and, like I said, I'm not the biggest, so I need to, find a way to maneuver through bigger defenders.
Hi, question for Cutter. How far away in your bloodlines is the French language? Does your dad speak it, and do you speak it a bit? Or?
Yeah, my dad's from Sudbury, Ontario, up north there, and he speaks fluent French. That's something I wish I would have picked up on as a younger kid. I know a couple phrases here and there, but not fluent.
Do you understand it?
A little bit, yeah. Hearing him talk with my grandparents who also speak French as well, it's pretty cool to see my dad speak another language that I don't really know too much of what's going on there, so it's awesome.
Yeah, Cutter, I think when people look at you, they're looking at maybe a real versatile, forward. Obviously, you can play wing, play center. Do you have a preference at all as to which position you would like to play in the NHL, or or get a feel for what maybe GMs are asking you about?
Yeah, next year I'm set to play center, and it's something I'm really looking forward to at Boston College. I felt pretty dominant over the past 2 years when I wasn't at the center position, controlling the pace of play as well defensively as well offensively, and it's something I'm looking forward to do.
Question for Cutter. You got another guy from the Arizona area to, I guess, go towards the NHL. Just the impact of Austin Matthews has had on the community down there, and can you tell us anything about just the hockey scene down there? It seems like it's exploding every year.
Yeah, it's getting better and better. Names out of the desert are coming more often. You don't really see too many hockey players coming out of the desert. And it's pretty cool to see Austin's path and how well he's doing in the National Hockey League. And it's pretty cool to see how our paths growing up have kind of aligned in the same, whether it was playing for the national program or growing up in Arizona playing hockey. So it's great to see how hockey is expanding, especially in the desert.
Did you get to skate with Austin at all?
I haven't had the opportunity to do that. I talked to him a couple times when I was younger, but I haven't had the opportunity to skate with him.
We hear more and more your name lately for the #1 pick. How much did you try to sell yourself to the team this week?
Yeah, I mean, going up in the draft, you always want to be the #1 guy. You never want to be second. That's just me as a player and as a person overall. I never want to be second. So I think, just trying to get the teams, what I have off the ice, my family, a little background in that, and then, on the ice too, that what I could bring to the team.
Question for each of you, Logan. Following up on that, what's been the extent of your contacts with the Habs this week, and just your overall feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, what everyone's thinking right now, but, I had the chance to go out to dinner with them. They're all great people to talk to, real easy to talk to. I met with them for a meeting too, and, it went really well, so I'm happy with that.
How many people were at the table at dinner?
5.
And Cutter, the conversation for the first overall pick has been mostly about 3 names. Do you feel your name deserves to be in that conversation? Do you feel you belong in there, and there's a tiny chance maybe you could be the one at #1?
Yeah, that's something you definitely dream of, being the #1 pick. There's not been many talks my name in there, but I definitely think I could be in the conversation for sure.
Logan, when you go into these interviews, 2 things. First, what was your objective when you met with each team? And then secondly, how different was the interview in your mind when you were with New Jersey, Arizona, the Habs, teams clearly around where most people expect you to get picked?
Yeah, I mean, they're all pretty the same. I'd say with, New Jersey, Arizona, Montreal, they were a little bit longer. Just trying to get more information, especially on the family side, the background, where you came from, where you grew up, and, what you think you could bring to the team. So I'd say that's the only different part.
Cutter, how do you think your time at BC, getting 1 more year under Jerry York's program, prepared you for this moment?
Yeah, it's definitely something pretty cool. I would have had the opportunity to play for Jerry York, but he actually retired. So the new coach, Greg Brown, is a former teammate of my dad's, and he's got nothing but good things to say. So I'm extremely excited and ready to extend my career at Boston College.
Logan, how did just growing up in the Pittsburgh area influence your career?
Yeah, I mean, there's not been too many guys that have really came out of Pittsburgh. JT Miller, Vincent Trocheck, John Gibson. So I'm just trying to make maybe a bigger name for the city. Make it more of a hockey town, and I think it's done a really good job of, starting to produce more and more players, and I'm happy where the Pittsburgh area is at right now.
Hi, question for Logan, right here. So you went to dinner with a few teams throughout the week. Were general managers present, and was that intimidating at all to be at dinner with those powerful people?
Yeah, both GMs were there with Arizona and Montreal. I don't think it's really intimidating. You're just trying to get to know each other, and he's trying to get to know more about your family, how you are as a player and person. So I think just building kind of a friendship and a relationship and trying to get to know each other is not intimidating at all.
Just to clarify, with Montreal, was it just Jeff Gorton or Kent Hughes as well, or?
Yeah, Kent Hughes, the vice president, I think, and head scout too, I believe. So.
Hi, Logan. obviously Montreal, Arizona, and New Jersey are completely different environments to play hockey. What kind of environment would you be more comfortable playing in, and how about the pressure of a market like Montreal?
I'd be comfortable playing in any one of those markets. I think, with Montreal, it's, a real passionate fan base. Media could be, a little intimidating too, but that's something that, I think you need to develop as, a player in person, is just not really paying attention to the media too much. You need to focus on yourself, getting better, and focus on the team too. I think, when you're just focusing on those two, the media doesn't really get involved.
For both, what is it about the off-ice stuff, not the on-ice stuff, but the off-ice stuff with the NTDP that really has prepared you to be a top prospect at this draft?
Yeah, I don't think, we have the best training in the world. I don't think you could get it anywhere else. And, have 23 other guys that, are the best kids in the country pushing each other. There's nothing like it. And, that's why I think the NTDP has a great showing on draft year every year.
Yeah, like you said, GV performance down in Plymouth, Michigan, guys like Brian Galvin and Will Morlock, who are top tier, they've been great over the past 2 years with the program, and it's pretty fun, working off the ice with the guys who have like-minded goals of playing in the National Hockey League one day. So the atmosphere down there is something to be a part of, and it's great every single day.
And there's plenty of guys in the NHL that have been in the program recently. Have either of you talked to any of them or gotten advice?
Brady Tkachuk skated with us during, I think it was around Christmas time for a little bit. So just hearing that, what he has said, just to enjoy the process. You only get drafted once, so just have fun and, keep competing and, working hard every day.
Yeah, kind of what he said. Brady Tkachuk. I also spoke to Jack Hughes right before coming out here. He was working out at the same time, and kind of just got a little information behind the scenes of how the combine's like and how the draft is. And the only advice he said is just be me. There's no need to fake it. It only happens one time, and just go out and have a great time with it.
Logan, you said the discussions with Montreal, went well from your perspective. What did you like about how those meetings went?
Yeah, I'd say just how focused and, how much they wanted to learn about me. I think, that's a pretty positive thing is, that they're still interested and, still want to know more about me and, what they think I am as a player. So little things like that, I think would go a long way.
What do you think sets you out maybe apart in the battle for that number one spot?
I would say just how hard I compete. I bring it every night. My motor's always going, and I think when I'm playing my two-way game, I think I'm at the top of the class. So I think, I'm a skilled player that plays both sides of the puck, and when I'm doing that, I'm pretty hard to beat.